Hi, I'm Courtney Haley. I work in the Student Financial Aid Office, and we just wanted to go over some tips and just some things to get you started with financial aid. We understand that as an incoming freshman, it can be pretty overwhelming just trying to understand everything with the academics, and then trying to understand also with financial aid. It can be pretty overwhelming, and normally financial aid isn't a super fun conversation, but it's definitely one worth being had, and the sooner that you get to it, honestly, the better that it's going to be, the easier it's going to be. So the first key to financial aid is getting your FAFSFA completed. A lot of people think that the FAFSFA is just for taking out student loans, but there's actually a lot of things that it reviews you for. It'll review you for student loans, which is one thing. It'll review you for the Pell Grant, and then also just for some need-based grants that we have at our university as well. We always recommend that you at least try filling out the FAFSFA once to see if you do get anything as an incoming freshman. And if you don't decide you don't want that later on, that's fine. But just try filling it out once to see if you do qualify for anything. The second key to financial aid is prompt submission of paperwork. We're going to ask you for a lot of different documents after you do fill out a FAFSFA. It's going to just be like your insurance counseling, your master promissory note, and your title for authorization form. Those are 3 requirements that we'll need from you. Filling out all those documents shouldn't take you more than 45 minutes, but the sooner that you get it done, the faster we can get your stuff processed. And so we get a big backlog of paperwork right before a semester starts. So if you get that in at the beginning of summer, it'll be much easier and smoother for you than if you wait until a week before classes start or before the deadlines. Make sure you're reading the email alerts that we send you as well. We try to not bog you down with too many emails, but just give you the information that you need. So if we're sending you an email, it's probably because it's important. So check out your email, your student Genesis account, and your student email. Both of those can be found in your Regent University portal. Like if you're clicking on Blackboard, it's going to be right underneath of that. So just make sure you're doing that, and then just make sure when you're accepting loans or if you're accepting scholarships, make sure you understand the terms and conditions of those. I know that it can be difficult to kind of read all of the fine print with different scholarships and loans. It is a lot of information, but make sure you understand what's going on, because if there's a change in your GPA or if there's a change in enrollment, you really want to be talking with us so you can know what's going on with that different scholarship or loan. Also, a really key point is to create a communication plan. So I'm sure a lot of people have told you at this point, but make sure you're filling out a FORPA if you need help with your parents, or if your parents need to understand what's going on with your account too. Because we can't talk to just your parents. We have to have the waiver on file if your parents want to call in and ask about your financial aid. And we understand as an incoming freshman, that's important. So just make sure that parents know that they do need your help to fill out the FAFSFA. As a freshman, you are going to have your parents' information on there because you'll probably be considered a dependent. Basically, if you're under 24, you'll probably be categorized as a dependent student. So parents know that we do need your help with that too. Your students need their help. And if parents want to stay up to date on financial aid information that we're sending them, go ahead and set up a Gmail forwarding option. You can Google that. It's pretty simple, but it helps for the parents to stay up to date too if the students want to go ahead and get that set up. We've seen that that's helped a lot of students in the past. So really, just to recap everything, the first step is to complete the FAFSFA. You can do that on studentaid.ed.gov. Keep in mind, it does take a couple days after you fill it out for it to be sent to us, so the sooner you get it done, the better. And then make sure you finish the application in the Genesis account once we get it, because there'll be the couple of requirements that I mentioned that you'll need to complete. And then make sure that you accept the offers in your Genesis account. We're not going to put any loans on your account unless you go into your Genesis account and you accept them and you finish the application. And then also just set up direct deposit. It's important that you are setting up that direct deposit, especially these days when there's lots of people using the mail system. We don't know how long it'll take really for us to send a check to you if you're expecting a refund. So make sure you're going to your bill and payment center in your Genesis account to set up that direct deposit information. And then just always contact us if there's any type of adjustments in your schedule, if your GPA changes, or if there's any type of major financial aid shift, because we could do something to help you. So the more that you communicate with us, just on your financial position and what's going on, the more that we can help you. So we're just going to follow up with some additional information to be sent to you, just some links on our website that'll be able to help you get going with some additional scholarships, grants, and things like that. I really encourage you to go ahead and look into that. The little bit that I'm sending you could really help you a lot in the long run. So just take some time to look through that. If you have questions, give advising a call or send us an email, and we are more than happy to walk through specifically what's best for you or your student. Thanks, and have a great day.
Hi, I am Elizabeth Jones. I'm the Accounts Receivable Manager in the business office. Welcome to Regent. In the business office, we accept all of the students' tuition and fee payments. We also send tuition and payment reminders. We manage tuition installment plans if that's something you use. We process student refunds. So if you're using financial aid, we are the office that will process those refunds. We process third-party payments to student accounts, and we also do the drop for non-payments. To make a payment in the business office, you can certainly come into the business office. We accept cash and checks. We don't accept credit cards in the business office, and we don't accept credit card payments over the phone. Checks can be mailed into the business office. We would ask that you include the student's ID on a check so that we know who that's for. But most payments are made in a student's bill and payment center, and you can pay by electronic check. So using your routing and account number, you would pay by an electronic check. That's the payment method that we would encourage you to use. There's no processing fee for that, but you can pay by credit card in the bill and payment center. There is a processing fee to do that, so that's why we encourage you to pay by electronic check. And then you can also pay just using the tuition installment plan with those same methods. Payments are due at the end of semester check-in is when payment deadline is. That's usually about 10 days before the start of class. So for the fall, August 14th is the payment deadline. Tuition installment plans, if you don't want to pay in full by that payment deadline, you can enroll in a tuition installment plan. There's a $45 fee to enroll in the plan, and you enroll each semester, but the plan basically spreads out your payments throughout the semester. So you would have 3 or 4 monthly payments, or you would pay twice a month with 6 to 7 semi-monthly payments. Tuition for the next academic year, most students are going to pay the block rate, the $8,610. And that is if you're enrolled in 12 to 18 credits. If you're taking less than 12 credits, the student will be charged $574 per credit. If you're enrolled in more than 18 credits, you would pay that block rate plus $574 per credit. Another charge you can expect to see is the university services fee. That's charged every semester in which a student is enrolled in 3 or more credits. PowerPoint shows what that covers, but it does cover students' technology, library resources, advising, student ministries, career services, those sorts of things, the health center. When will I hear from the business office? This summer, you will receive your first bill as a paper letter. After that, there will be no more paper bills mailed. Students receive e-bills to their Regent email address. While there's a balance coming due, they get e-bills every week. Once the payment is either covered in full by financial aid or by a payment or by a tuition installment plan, then the e-bills stop. If a payment is late, the e-bills start getting emailed again. Those e-bills show their account balance and their deadlines. As far as parents accessing student information, I'm sure most of these presentations are telling you to complete a FERPA waiver. The student needs to go into the registrar's office site. The link is copied here in the PowerPoint, but we would just recommend in the business office that whatever your FERPA password is, you make it simple. This is not a time for a complicated password. Whenever you call Regent as a family member, we're going to ask you that FERPA waivers before we can give you any information. So something like pineapple, that's a good one. Our contact information in the business office is in the PowerPoint. You can reach us by email. We respond to emails within 24 hours. Phone calls, if you can't get through, you are asked to leave a message, which comes to us as an email, and we immediately respond. And of course, you can always send us a letter or mail us a check. This is what the student's bill and payment center looks like. You can see this student has a fall 2020 balance, so it's not due yet. You can see here's something about the 1098-T. That is the tax statement that we prepare once a year. This is also, there's a tab here on the right that says authorized user. So a student can set up a family member that's going to do the payments as an authorized user. That will give you your own login to the bill and payment center. And if a student is planning on getting electronic refunds from financial aid or for any reason, they can set up an electronic refund account here, which we recommend. So you would get your refunds much faster if we do it electronically. And then this is what the authorized user setup looks like. So you're just asked to give the email address of an authorized user, and then that person receives emails with, setting up their password. And that gives an authorized user just access to the bill and payment center instead of a student sharing their other passwords that would give them access to, say their Blackboard. But other than that, we are here to help. We can answer any questions. We're happy if you're on campus for you to come by. Or give us a call if you have absolutely any questions about setting up payment plans, refunds, anything you need. We're happy you're here. We're excited for your students, your family to get started.